Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the program. I'm sitting here today with Tiffany Gay. Tiffany, thank you so much for being part of the program.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. For those who are not familiar with the amazing work you're doing, let them know about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you've already heard, my name is Tiffany Gay. I bring you greetings, love, happiness, joy, and peace all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I am a proud mother of a spunky and spontaneous 12-year-old. I am an award-winning global speaker. I'm the CEO and founder of Tea with Tea Ministries, where I do have a platform where I minister. I am the CEO and founder of an inspirational apparel brand called Be Inspired Apparel Brand. I'm also the founder of a coaching and mentorship program called Shift Your Mindset and Dream Big. And I am a mental health expert with over 15 years in the field of mental health.
With everything you're doing,
Mhm.
somebody already got exhausted with the list.
I get exhausted with the list, like, oh my God. So I'm sure.
But of course, I mean, life is like that, right? We're filled with so many things that we want to accomplish, dreams, ambitions, and of course, responsibilities. Right. So how do we do this? What is the strategy to maintain focus, maintain good mental health, even though we're trying to maintain the agenda?
Yeah, I think the strategy is to trust the process and enjoy the journey, right? And also that's going to require you to focus on your timing and staying in your lane, right? And sometimes we look to the left, we look to the right, and we're focused on what everyone else is doing. And we kind of compare our timeline with everyone else instead of looking in the mirror and looking at ourselves and understanding that our process is our process. Our timing is our timing. And I'm a huge believer in God. So if you follow me, you hear me talk, I will always speak about God, and trust God's timing. And I truly believe, part of shifting your mindset too is understanding that every delay is not a denial. And so it's okay. You will get to where you need to be when you're supposed to be there.
I agree with you totally, right? I mean, strategy is a defined number of steps. And too often we are focusing on somebody else's steps as opposed to focusing on the steps we have to take. Of course, you have your hand in so many things, and many individuals oftentimes don't even know where to start. So how do we start to walk towards maybe a defined passion or a defined vision that we want for ourselves?
Yeah, what I did was really paying attention and being in alignment and in touch and being aware of that thing that keeps pulling at me, that thing that keeps tugging at me. And so there's so many things that we want to do. And when you write it all out, and I'm very big on writing the vision and making it plain. So everything that you want to do, write it down. I think it makes a big difference when you can see it on paper. And then that will start to create a framework. You will see that a lot of those things are intertwined, they're interrelated, they go together. And then that will give you a clear, more strategic lens of where you should begin. And so that's what I had to do, kind of take a step back and look at everything after I wrote it down and say, okay, I have the apparel brand, but I know what is the bigger purpose. My bigger purpose is to support and serve and coach individuals with shifting and breaking their unrewarding, their unfulfilling, their unproductive patterns of thinking. So I want to lead with speaking, right? And so the more I go out and speak, and the more people are able to connect and relate to me, they will also be attracted to my brand. So for me, that's how I was able to say, okay, speaking is going to be at the forefront with getting that message out to people. And then the brand will be something extra, like a bonus for them to further help you with shifting your mindset and breaking those unrewarding patterns of thinking.
For that individual who's listening and saying, Tiffany, I love what you're saying, but in the back of their mind, they hear that little voice that says, you can't do it, you won't accomplish, you're not enough. How do we overcome that self-doubt that limits us from accomplishing that greatness?
That's a very good question. And that's why as a mindset coach and dealing with everything mindset, and my core belief is that when you shift your mindset, there will be a shift in the trajectory of your life. And so the first thing is to tap into that. Why do you think you can't do it? And a lot of our mindset is rooted from what someone told us when we were growing up, or maybe a past relationship that we were in, and it really affected our self-esteem. So what I do during my coaching and mentorship program is I really challenge people to tap into that mindset, tap into that thought process. And I challenge them to replace those negative thoughts and stop saying, I can't do this, and start saying, I can do this. And what would it look like when you do that? And so I believe that when we speak things, we have to speak things into the atmosphere as if it's already done. So we have to change our dialect. We have to change our narrative. We have to change the words that are coming out of our mouths.
How much does habit have to do with mindset? I mean, you've just touched on the point that obviously the things we say and the things that are said to us matter massively with reference to mindset. But how much does that daily habit influence our mindset?
Oh, tremendously. They say it takes about 30 days to create a habit. And so that's why I always talk about trust the process. I understand that today you may wake up and say, I can do this. Tomorrow you may wake up and say, I don't know, I can't do this. The next day you may wake up and say, I don't know, I can't do this. But the next day you wake up and say, no, I can do this. So it takes 30 days to create a habit. So habit is a major part of shifting your mindset, and also consistency, right? And so the very important thing, consistency is key, and not giving up, and understanding and being realistic that we will have those days we feel like, wow, listen, I'm in way over my head, I don't really know about this, but when I tell people is, when you think about giving up, remember why you started. When you think about, oh, I can't do this, remember about all the times that you did do this. So I can do this. So let me stop saying I can't do it. I can do it because I've done it before.
One of the things I often tell individuals is that you're never going to empty out the ocean. And what I mean by this is that often we want to try to do everything as quick as possible, and we want to cover it all. And I love what you're saying with reference to, hey, it's going to take 30 days to establish just the habit of changing your way of thinking, of changing the way of speaking, of changing the way you speak those things into the atmosphere, right? For that individual who is listening and is ready to make a shift, how could they get connected with you?
Yeah, absolutely. And so you can send me an email. My email address is Tiffany, TIFFANYR as in Rose, Gay, GAY at gmail.com. So that's Tiffany R Gay at gmail.com. And they can also follow me on social media. It's Tiffany Gay on Facebook and Tiffany R Gay on Instagram.
For many individuals, before we conclude here, and I thank you so much for your time,
You're
for
welcome.
many individuals, they define success as a destination. I'd like to hear your definition of success.
So my definition of success is just doing those things and accomplishing those things that put a smile on your face each and every day. And I always tell people, celebrate the small things. Success doesn't have to mean that you now all of a sudden you're a real estate agent. Now all of a sudden you are a business owner. Success can mean today I woke up, I stood in front of the mirror and I said, yes, I can do this, right? So I think that when people kind of look at success as when they reach that long-term goal, they feel unsuccessful when they haven't arrived to that destination yet. And so success to me is just really celebrating those small wins. Like right now, I feel successful. I was able to get on this call with you, have this amazing interview with you. That's success to me.
Awesome. Awesome. Tiffany, thank you so much for being part of the program.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciated it.
Yes, ma'am.